right, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Bearean Bunker Broadcast. This is episode 79. Just thank you for joining us this whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. And our whole goal here, once again, my name's Tim. This is Rachel, and our goal here is to do a Bible in a year. And so far, what do you think?
I think it's going really well. When did we start? We started on October 15th.
October 15th.
And, oh my goodness. So it's a month and a day.
Yeah.
Today.
Month and a day.
So that's exciting.
So we're in the epistles. There's so many things to attach your studies to in the epistles, and we're trying to keep this in a format. I tend to want to go down trails and investigate, and my wife was reminding me this morning very kindly that the purpose of this broadcast webcast was to get the Bible done in 1 year. And that's our mission, that's our goal. And the system we're using is this list. This will do a year. And if we stick with the system, we'll have it done in a year. So to keep So I like to go into depth on things.
Yeah, and the observation, then we had chose, our daughter kind of introduced this to us. So, and then the observation part was so that, what did you get out of that chapter? Or what did you get out of those chapters? So
Yep.
It can be in depth, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something light or fun or whatever. It's just a conversation. And
So we're not doing a deep dive.
We're not
typically
doing a deep dive.
Right.
It's 10, it's supposed to be about 10 minutes.
Yep.
I think originally you were doing 5.
5 minutes wasn't working very
yeah,
good.
that's funny. So yeah.
I would like to do some other ones. Some of these bunker broadcasts, I've done some specific ones. And if you guys, anybody that has a question, like if we're booking through Corinthians, and it's loaded with sex, drugs, rock and roll, and worshiping of idols, and different types of things that Paul was warning against. And through the whole way, Paul's using wisdom that he gleaned from the scriptures to put out in front of these people to guide them. And that's what we're trying to do, is get back into the scriptures, get the whole Bible read, have that data in our soul, so that Yahweh, our Father, can use it.
And have conversations.
Yeah.
It can bring you anywhere.
Right. You can bring me anywhere. And because, the Spirit of God wants to work in our heart.
Yes.
But he can't work in our heart if we don't have any knowledge. Like, he's not going to take somebody that's never read the Bible. I mean, he can miraculously do things, but obviously he would want to work with someone who's got principles and information that you can dig out from the scriptures. Because Paul is constantly quoting the scriptures. So anyway, here we go. So yesterday we did a video called Mending a Marriage, because I had breached a covenant with my wife, and really affected our marriage, our communication, and our soul. I was just really crushed. She had obviously been crushed, and we were trying to put it back together. And our Father in heaven, the God Almighty, gave us a really excellent thing to do together, and we worked through it, and we put it out, and it's on YouTube. It's about 20 minutes, and I think it's just a total blessing. I was humbled. I will admit, it's basically a 20-minute confession, but it's also how you can be a forgiving person. So here we are. We missed Corinthians. We started Corinthians yesterday, so I'm going to just burn through it, and then we will do a couple observations. So in 1 Corinthians, we did 1 through 9. So the summaries of 1 Corinthians 1 are a greeting, thanksgiving, concern and about disunity in the church, which is the assembly, which is the kahal, whose wisdom is foolish. Then chapter 2 is wisdom that rests on God's power. It's killing me not to burn into this. And building together on God's foundation, not your own. Chapter 4 is learning to imitate the Messiah's emissary. I will say that Paul says, imitate me as I imitate Messiah. And what did Messiah do? He walked in his Father's commandments. That's all I'm saying on that. Chapter 5 is today, and we did chapter 5 through chapter 9. And so in chapter 5, the summary is removing the hametz, or the leaven, from your house. Remove the leaven from your house. Chapter 6, settle disputes within the community and morality in the temple of God. We are the temple of God. We don't want to put. And then chapter 7 is counsel about marriage, which is my favorite chapter in the whole Bible. And remain as we are. In chapter 7 is counsel about marriage. Remain as you were when you first got saved. And then chapter 8 is concerning idol sacrifices and eating food. And then chapter 9 is servant leadership wins over all. So between yesterday and today, we got through 9 chapters in the book of 1 Corinthians. They're short, but packed. Go ahead.
Yes, so my observation was just a memory, and that was that so I met you at a church that we had gone to, and we were going to a Bible study. Was it every Friday night, or it was every other Friday or something like that, twice a month. And we had been seeing each other for some time, and
at the Bible studies.
At the Bible study, yes. And I would see you at church. We would have chit chat,
coffee talk,
and you'd eat my foods that I brought and try to smile, and we'd do all sorts of stuff.
Cranberry bread.
Yes, and on this one night, you invited me to go for coffee at Perkins after the Bible time and fellowship. It was Bible time and fellowship. We'd do something fun there. And you read to me 1 Corinthians 7 at Perkins about marriage. And that basically you didn't want to mess around with, this was your goal, was to marry me.
Yep.
Right? Because you were reading it to me.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, sounds good. Let's check this out. So that's my memory and my observation. I don't remember being overly shocked.
No.
It was just seemed right and good.
Right.
So, and what is the title for chapter 7? What does it say? Yeah.
Concerning marriage.
Just concerning marriage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Counsel about marriage.
Counsel about marriage.
So, yeah. I was a divorced guy, and Rachel was divorced previously, and I wasn't really, I was lonely. I had a child as well, and I knew I wanted to be a husband, and but I wasn't hunting too bad. I was for a while because I was lonely, but then somebody told me to stop that.
Knock that off.
So I did. I stopped it. And then this little girl came into the Bible study. I saw her as she was at a baptism, and I was just thinking, man, she was really cute, sparkly, and running around doing stuff with her kids, and very kind. And I was watching her with other people, and had the radar on, and just thought more and more about her. So then when we weren't around each other, I was thinking more about, I wonder what Rachel's doing. I wonder if Rachel's da-da-da-da-da. And then I asked my pastor at the time if he'd marry us and stuff. Right, I say I wanted to date this girl and whatever. And in my church, there were very strict rules on getting married again, much like because there was a lot of chapter 6, like if you're divorced, don't get married, be single, stuff like that. There was different observation of the book of Corinthians that governed whether the pastor would marry you in the church. You can do what you want, but if you want to be married in the congregation, you had to follow a process. So I was following a process, and finally he said, we went through some studies, and he got some counsel, and he says, you know what, okay, Tim, if you want to marry this girl, if you want to date this girl with the purpose of being married, then you can get married in the church. And then he says, now don't put your foot to the floor and, just because I gave you the green light, don't put your foot to the floor and, whatever. And I said this to him. This was 25 years ago. And I said, well, Pastor, I'm sorry, but my foot was already to the floor. You just slapped it into drive. So I peeled out. In the next Bible study, I asked her for coffee after the Bible study, and we went into a Perkins, and I just looked her in the eyes and I said, look, I don't want to waste your time. I want, if you're going to run, if you're whatever, but here's the deal. This is what I'm after. And I read 7, and that talks about being married and how you don't let each, because of immoralities, let each man be having his own wife, and let each woman be having her own husband, and let the husband be fulfilling duty to his wife. And we talked about that yesterday in covenant making and love and stuff like that. This is maybe a little more specific, but it goes through. And likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. And that's where it ends, because really the wife is the slave to a husband.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Not.
Right? Oh, there's more to the verse. And likewise also the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. So your body's a temple of God, and the wife has authority over the temple, your temple of God, right? So don't be depriving one another except by mutual agreement for a season. Devote yourself to prayer and be one as one again, and so Satan doesn't tempt you. Now, obviously, this is specific. You could laser this down to certain marital things, but really, truly, if you're honest, expand that out. This is supposed to be your walk with Yahweh, with each other, and things have to start like this outside, between the kitchen or the outside, sharing and caring about the things going on outside the bedroom before they really working, right? Okay. So we're at 12 minutes, and that was 1 Corinthians 1 through 9. There was something else really quick. I just really liked this. Wisdom rests on God's power. Building on God's foundation, your works of righteousness. That's a big chapter. Sex, sacrifices, eating, lawsuits. Don't be suing people outside the body. I don't know. Yeah, so Bible in a year. That covers that. If you got any questions, thoughts, anything?
I don't think so. No, that was a fun one. I had to walk down memory lane.
Yeah, memory lane. So we've been married 23 years, right? 22 or 23?
23. So, yep, we just hit 23.
Yep, and we are a blended family.
Yes.
So we have, I have bonus children from her previous marriage, 2, and I have 1 child from a previous marriage, and we have 2 together, and they're all, they're 20. She's going to be 20?
Yep, the youngest is, the oldest is going to be 33.
The oldest is going to be 33, and the youngest is 20.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been through a lot.
Yes,
We've been hockey moms, hockey dads, soccer this, that, the other thing. We've been trying to work
back and forth, different schedules.
Right. Joint parenting, transitions, live far away, meetups, everything.
Yeah.
So
it's been a journey.
It has been a journey. So if anybody watching this has any questions, want to throw it in the comment. We can share mistakes. If you guys want a video on what not to do as a stepdad or stepmom,
I'm sure we could cover that.
We can cover that just
all day long.
All day long, and even some of the things that maybe you want to try to do as a step parent, how to reach out to your step. I don't like using that word, but just for the sake of vocabulary, right. Step word, step children. Yeah, we've done a lot. We've had a lot of mistakes, but we've also had a lot of success, and. So you guys have a blessed day, and thanks for joining us for our Bible in a Year Bible study. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.